Okay, Parashat Toldot. Parashat Toldot, I can tell you straight out, if you look at it the wrong way, you might come to some very bad conclusions. So first of all, Parashat Toldot supposedly is the second parasha that talks about Yitzchak. However, not much is said about Yitzchak. It is the story of Yitzchak is an introduction really to the story of Yaakov. And that's where a lot of people have a problem with Yaakov. His grandfather, Avraham Avinu, sweetheart, straight, doing things. It's like, it's fine, you can eat, I'm just, I mean, I didn't know lettuce makes so much noise, but it's fine, eat, enjoy it. Yitzchak, you know, Tzaddik Yesod Olam, Mizbeach, and the whole thing. Yaakov seems a little problem. If you look at the history of Yaakov, and then I'm going to introduce you to a question. If you look at the history of Yaakov, Yaakov is really in which Am Yisrael came about. The Shvatim, the beginning really of Am Yisrael. Everything is crooked there. Cheats his brother, steals the quote unquote the Bechorah, sells at this, cheats his father. Somebody's cheating him. Lavan is cheating him. It's coming. It's a balagan shalem. It's a mess. This is the beginning of Am Yisrael. I don't know. Let me tell you. Maybe it's true what they say about the Jews. However, of course, God forbid to think that. If that's the case, we really need to take a look at what we know so far, and maybe we're missing something that most likely we do. And the question is, what is that we're missing here? So we have the story, of course, of many stories in this parasha. And one, I'll tell you, one better than the other. One better than the other. But we have a question that I want to ask you. Is it possible the two tzaddikim are plotting to cheat another tzaddik? I'm talking about Rivka and Yaakov are plotting to be leramot, to cheat Yitzchak. How is it possible? How is it possible? From a moral point of view, it is a very difficult ordeal and to understand altogether. Why isn't Rivka going to Yitzchak and say, listen, Yitzchak, darling, Isaac, mira, querido, of course, he has Faradi, you know, Yitzchak Avinu has Faradi. There's an inyan here, there's an issue here, like any other woman would do. There's an issue here, that's the story, A, B, C, I know more than you, I have a greater nevuah. That's the inyan, fix the story. Why do you have to go like this? Yeah, take your jacket off, you know. Why do you have to go like that? Why everything has to be so crooked? I mean, if you had a problem with your wife, why don't you say, honey, you know, listen, there's a problem. Sit down 1 second. Let's talk about it. There's a problem. Let's talk. Why is she doing it? So in order to understand that, and Rabotai, I really need your attention on that. I mean, you always do, sometimes too much attention, but I really need your attention to understand it because it's very important to understand. I can't tell you how important that is. I can't tell you how important it is because this really has to do with our lives so much. Because after all, we are Jews, we came from Yaakov, and we need to understand what's going on. So in order to understand it, we need to go from the envelope, from the concept of learning the pshat. She, you know, the simple concept. She stole, he said, she this, she that, and so on and so on. We need to understand things a little bit different and to try to go into the layers of actions, of ma'aseh, and to understand how things are going on and on. The Zohar on this parasha He's telling us tremendous stories. And guys, don't hold me accountable for that. I'm just bringing you what the Zohar says. It has nothing to do with what I believe. But the Zohar says, and he knows already probably what I'm talking about. The Zohar tells us tremendous stories already about Gilgulei Neshamot, reincarnation, and what we call Tikkun Olam, how the world's supposed to be fixed. That's why it's very important we understand that. It says that Yaakov looked like Adam Arishon, Adam and Eve, and Rivka was like Chava, and Esav had the attribute or symbolism exactly of the Nachash, that Saro shel Esav usamel rochev alav, the angel that is in charge of Esav, or how they call it in English, Esau, how the Lord says, the Esau of Esav, he rides on, again, this is a metaphor, rides on a snake. So that's how, maybe like China riding on a dragon, I don't know. And this is, by the way, you look at Ma'amar Brachot in Parashat Toldot, in Perush Sulam, he will explain to you further there. So the story between Rivka, Yaakov, and Esav, in a way, is a continuation of the story of Etz Hadat, the tree of knowledge that goes on from the Garden of Eden, from the story of Bereshit. That story of Adam, Chava, and the Nachash, which is the same characters or the same souls, just in a different body, in a different set. Over there was Gan Eden, right now they're in Canaan, and so on and so forth. And it says, according to that, Mishum zeh halach Yaakov b'mirma ve'ikshut, and I'm quoting, this is the reason why Yaakov went b'mirma, and it uses the word mirma. Leramot, ramai is a cheat. However, we need to be very careful with the way we handle that, because that's not really what it means in here. Not that I feel uncomfortable with it, but rather because we need to understand this very carefully. Ben mirma ve'ikshut. He was, okay, fine. I'll use the word clever, but in a way it's cheating, clever, something.
Cunning.
Not quite cunning. Yeah, maybe. Fine, cunning. Let it be. Remind me of cunning. Never mind. And ikshut means stubbornness. Very important to understand that. Ve'yivi brachot al Yaakov, and that brought upon, because he went in that path. Rabotai, you want to have brachot? Why don't you shave your beard, man?
I had a haircut just now.
Got a haircut? Where? You got? Tell the guy you need a refund. You cut the wrong end.
My father.
Don't tell him you need a refund. Don't touch. Velo tiga boyad. You want brachot besides growing your beard? By the way, see, everybody has a beard here. Besides growing, Eitan? Yeah, Eitan has a beard. Besides growing a beard, if you want a bracha, you need to understand what does it mean, mirma ve'ikshut. And it says, he brought brachot on him, that shehu kmo Adam Arishon. And those brachot were taken, he's like Adam Arishon, those brachot were taken from the Nachash, shehu sfat sheker. Sheker means words of lie, deceiving words. Rabotai, stay away from people who lie to you. Whether it's a white lie, whether it's a black, it's a non-discriminating lie. All lies are bad. Black, white, pink, they're all bad. It's kind of racist to say, oh, it's a white lie, it's okay. No, it's not good. All lies are bad. And שהרבה שקר אמר, because the Nachash said a lot of lies, והרבה דברי שקר עשה, and his action was also false. Why? כדי לפתות, in order to seduce Chava, and Adam. Chava was the vehicle to get to Adam, to eat from the tree of knowledge, ולהביא קללות על העולם, and to bring curses and destructions upon the world. משום זה, because of that, by Yaakov b'mirma, that's because of that, Yaakov had to come in a cunning way, in a deceiving way, vehit'a et Yitzchak, and kind of, again, I'm trying to be cautious, misled or misinformed his dad, in order to bring, why? In order to bring brachot la'olam. That had to happen in order to bring bracha la'olam. You had to do something which is quite different in order to bring the bracha la'olam that was taken away from us. We know, Rabotai, but the Gemara says that the manna, after it was gone, when they entered the land, is kept only for who? Whoever learns Torah. We are not talking about amounts of money here. We're talking about bracha, blessing in your action. How many times have I told you? It's not how much money you make, it's how much bracha, blessing there is in the money that you make, in the actions that you do. So Yaakov had to do so, in a way to counterattack. He was intercepting that. Many times, when you go to war, if you're an aggressor, you have to intercept, and if you trying to defend, you actually so therefore you are reactive, and when you are defensive, you are active. So here he had to act upon in the same way that the Nachash came. He had to act. Yaakov had to act in the same way in order to do so. Why? To take away from the snake whatever he prevented through the word. In other words, midah keneged midah, a measurement against a measurement. And from the days of Adam HaRishon, from that time, Yaakov Avinu was destined to take from that nachash, from that snake, all those brachot, and then to leave the snake with the curses, with the curses. Velo yatsa mehem leolam. And then they couldn't do it. Adam HaRishon couldn't do it. Therefore, by Yaakov came, velakach mishelo et kol brachot. He took all these brachot that he was supposed to do. In other words, Yaakov was b'chinat Adam HaRishon. He was the measurement of Adam HaRishon, that the snake prevented him the brachot, and now Yaakov came in and tried to re-establish the blessings in its appropriate place in order to bring abundance and blessing to the world. Rabotai, when we say lo teshaker, do not lie, there's also another halacha, not only to lie. There's something very interesting. Midvar sheker tirchak. You should run away from it, stay away, put some daylight between you and words of lie. Without a doubt, from people who are liars. Stay away. You don't care how much money they have, or how powerful they are, or how beneficial they'll be to you. They lie, stay away from them. Try to be a truthful person. You bring a lot of bracha to yourself. You lie, you are continuing the effect of the snake in this world. It's very important. And therefore, if you will look a little deeper now with having this in mind, you could understand that the real content of our parasha is the opposite of things. Hipuch hadvarim, the opposite of things. From a natural cause to a non-natural cause. Natural cause to non-natural cause. And this is almost the thread that goes through all the stories of the parasha and puts them together. That's the common thread that goes through the whole entire parasha. Starting with Yitzchak, that was supposedly sterile, and Rivka that she couldn't bear children, and through their prayers they reversed thing, which of course is a tremendous reversal. And from that, they didn't just have children, they had two amazing kids that became nations. Who is so lucky to have a son that will make nations out of him? That's, I wouldn't say one in a lifetime, that's one in the history of the world. There aren't so many people like that. And we see from the beginning of the parasha that things are going to be upside down, and it's going to be very not acceptable, because these are not supposed to be children, because we know that he was going, when Rivka was going next to Yeshiva, Chava, Shem Va'ever, Yaakov was going. They were going next to Avodah Zarah, either worshiping, Esav was going. She knew something, these are not regular kids. And which is not the same case like in Abraham and Sarah. By Abraham and Sarah couldn't bear children. Abraham was doing okay. He was doing okay. Here, both of them could not bear children. And both of them, it's a very difficult thing. Now, when Yitzchak prayed, Vayater, when he goes to Abimelech, and Yitzchak prayed, he prayed to change things, and to change things not according to nature. Leshanot et da'ato shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu, as Rashi brings it over there, and so on and so forth. And then it says Vayater, and he said, okay, fine. HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, fine, you get what you want. Chazal tells us, Ater, Milshon Atar, Ayin Tafrei. Atar is a almost like a pitchfork in which you turn over the grain. It's a special thing that you turn la'ato. So therefore, when it says vayanelo and so on and so forth, vayater means he not only said yes, he said yes to be able to turn things back from natural to not natural, and so on and so forth. So Yitzchak was able to do so. There are at least 10 different words that come to describe prayers without getting into that. What does it mean at every level? And how we're getting on and so on. However, here, Leshon Atira, we see that everything is in a reversal mode. Reversal mode. Shelo kederech hateva. Now, being able to understand, I call it the art of reversal, or we call it the art of revolution, turning things. And by the way, you know what's on Sunday? What's Sunday? Rosh Chodesh. I'll show you something about it, Be'ezrat Hashem. So the art of reversal shows us the unbelievable power that is really implanted in each and every one, that each and every one of us has. Rashi says on the davening of Yitzchak that Leshon Hatira, La'ato, is Haftzara ve'rebui tefillah. He said it over and over and over and over again, and he said it many times. The Netivot Shalom says, Nesivis, he says, Kevan she'yehudi hu chelek Eloha mimal, since a Jew has a spark that comes high from above, yesh bekochot kifut ilaid, that gives him a extra strength. I have to be very careful with the way I translate it. Extra strength or superior strength. To do what? To break a cinder box? No. To what? Klipot. As a klipot, not klipot. To pray and to elevate yourself in davening, in tefillah, rabotai. If any of you are davening late and not coming to minyan or davening alone, you're missing out on a big thing. Tefillah has to be in a certain time, in a certain, not to control you, to be able to show you the ability of changing. If you pray really, really cleanly, you'll be amazed. All of a sudden, it's very scary. All of a sudden, your tefillot are being heard. It's like, whoa, I guess there is a God there. I wasn't just praying to myself. And he says, Ad Yachusala, until Hashem will have mercy on you. Va'afilu mechitza shel barzel, even there is a curtain, iron, steel, curtain made out of steel between us and Hashem. En shum derech ve'etza la'afkiya, there's no way to penetrate through it. Al yedeh shemita'azer be'emunah u'bitachon, by the fact that he has emunah, he has belief and trust and confidence in Hashem. Ki chelek Hashem imo, because he has a part. I don't need to break away through to the wall. I need to. It's like this. Let's say, for example, fine, just leave it. Let's take you. Let's say, for example, Ari is in the other room, and right here, the other side of the wall, and between us there is a metal reinforced Solthic wall. I can't connect to Ari. Ari, can you hear me, Ari? No, you're in the other room. You can't hear me. So what do I need to do? Excuse me, I have here a SIM card. I have a chip. I put it on my telephone, my chip. I connect. I forgot because the telephone doesn't connected. And then say, hey, Ari, how you doing? You can hear me. We need to be able to connect to that chelek elo mimal inside of us, regardless to where you are, regardless of where you at. And even at the darkest point of your life, if you are smart enough, and you think that Hashem left me, no, He didn't. You have a chip here. Put your SIM card inside. You have service all over the world. You connect to Hashem through that chelek inside of you, through that part inside of you, directly. You need to remember that. That's the chelek elo mimal, a special part of the neshama. Then when you become a ger, you get it when you go to the mikvah. And when you're born as a Jew, you get it. Every Jew has it. Well, sometimes you lose your SIM card, and that's a problem. But you have it. You have it. So when you do so, that's why you need tefillah. הרי הוא מסוגל לחתור מחתרת מעבר לכל המחיצות. You're able to go through all barriers because for you it's not a distance, it's right here. So we said before that mitzad teva, from a natural way, there was no chance for Yitzchak and Rivka. They're going to have children and offsprings. That's why they needed a tremendous tefillah. He was davening in one place, she was davening on the other side. They were davening together. They not only Avraham Avinu initiated the tefillah, but they established the tefillah. They established the tefillah, and to change the teva. Now, the Netivot Shalom adds on that, and I'm quoting, "Shebazeh patach Yitzchak petach lechol Yehudi." By doing so, by davening in such a way and connecting to this spiritual SIM card, Yitzchak Avinu opened up a gate, opened up a window to every Jew. Sheim Yehudi mitametz vechoter, that if a Jew makes an effort and he's very dedicated on that, and he's committed to that, פותח לו הקדוש ברוך הוא כנגדו את כל השערים והפתחים. If you are trying hard, הקדוש ברוך הוא will open all gates and all openings for you. You have to remember that. So if your questions are not being answered, means you're not praying hard enough. If you're praying at all, you are trying the wrong way. That's why everything had to be keneged derech hateva. The whole existence of Am Yisrael is the opposite of nature. So if you try, I'll outsmart everybody. I'll go to college. I'll get myself a good degree. I mean, after all, I do have to pay for my tuition. I have to pay for my house. All this whatever excuses that you come up with. You know that those excuses are going to lead you to a failure. Why? Because it's not what job you get in life. It's not which degree you have or which college you get to. Why? Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, Li hakesef ve'azav. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, all the keys of Parnasah are to mine, not yours. You are trying, guys, the wrong way. You should be mitchazek and strengthen yourself in emunah, in bitachon, in Yirat Shamayim, in Talmud Torah. Pray hard from the bottom of your heart. Do what you need to do. And you'll be matzliach. You'll be successful. That's how it is in the Jewish way. You're not trying like Jews. You're going to fail. More than that. Yitzchak also shows us how to actually do this revolution. So we spoke about Rashi before on Ba'achicha b'mirma v'yikach birchatecha. Rashi says mirma means b'chokhma, clever, in a clever way. Why? In order to create a real revolution, you need to be very clever about it. And Rashi is telling us mirma perusha chokhma. Here, leramot is not cheating, not a crook. Mirma means clever. to be clever, to be wise. Because it says in Mishlei, how do you say Mishlei in English, Sam?
Proverbs.
What? Proverbs. Not Providence, Proverbs. It says in Mishlei Chet, Perek Chet, 8, Pasuk Yud Bet, 12 verse, it talks about on cleverness, it says Ani. And when Yitzchak asked Yaakov, it says Ani. When Yitzchak asked Yaakov, right? Are you Esav, my Bechor, my firstborn? Yaakov answers and says, Ani. He's giving him an indication, Ani. Yaakov gives him a hint. You should know that I'm coming to you in a cunning way. He says, Ani. And we know that Yaakov is Midat HaEmet, but it says that the Milah Ani, me, is Chokhmah and Orma. A fox is what? Clever. Arum. Clever. It's not enough to be just wise. You need to also be clever. And that is something very important. In other words, you don't need to be just book smart. You need to be street smart. You need them both. Chazal teach us a tremendous rule on which HaKadosh Baruch Hu conducts the world and what we can learn from that. Chazal explained to us that be'etzem, the whole entire creation was done in such a way. I would tell you, it's not what you see. What you see is not what you get. In other words, be'orma. Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu, melo kol haaretz kevodo. Everything has HaKadosh Baruch Hu in him. Around it. There's no space in the universe that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is not there. Everything is apart from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is in everything. However, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, quote unquote, tricks the world. And the whole entire world thinks that this world is hefker. Hefker means you can do whatever the heck you want. And whoever is successful is the one who knows how to outsmart and clever people out and to cheat people and so on and so forth. Right? I'm sure you heard it in business. I'm not going to be able to make it if I'm not going to cheat. Well, you're in the wrong business then. How many times you heard that? If I'm not going to do the right way, I'm going to lose a lot of money. I have to cheat like everybody else. And Rabbatai, that has nothing to do how long your peot or how long your beard is. You can always cheat. Right? And we know that most people think that the person who knows how to talk is a demagogue. We had few presidents like this. We had many rabbis like that. We have many people like this who just know how to talk, but they just put it's all a facade. It's all just external. And we love those people. We think that having good PR, if you don't have good PR, you're not successful. In other words, if I don't push myself, if I don't put my pictures at Resh Galei, pictures of me, hello, I am the chief rabbi, hello, I am the president, hello, I am this, you're not going to be successful. That's wrong. You don't know what success is. Success. You want to know success of a rabbi? You have a lot of talmidim, you are teaching, you are guiding, your community becomes educated. That's a success story. Not how much money you make and how many people stand up for you. That's not a success story. Are you able to implement and to constant change in your people, in your congregation? You're able to elevate them? Not how many posters of you are in the streets or what titles do you have. But we are fools. And I'm just telling you that you are fools to believe that. Because that's what everybody else in the world does. But that's not the Jewish way. That's good for other people, not for us. And many times people say, if I would have done so and so, these things, I would have done different. If I would cheat a little here or cheat a little there, I would do things a little different. Things will be completely different for me now. And the answer is, you're so wrong. Oh my goodness, you're so wrong. Everybody thinks that they control and they order everything in their lives. I was thinking about the chain of events of the last few months and even before that, between the time I saw my father, he was still alive, how things led to this point for me to take certain actions. And I just can't tell you, it's ridiculous. If you think about the fact, what had to happen that I would sit here and talk to you now, we could basically go all the way to the beginning of the history of the world. And everything led us to the fact for we are going to be here today. If you think that you control this world, if you think that you are in charge of the world, you are a fool. You are a fool. You can't do that. If you think it's going to be like this, therefore you think that if you fail or you succeed, it's also because of you. Because what you consider to be success is a very wrong scale. It's not a Jewish scale. You're thinking like a goy. And you know what is the law of nature? The law of nature is that the strong eats the weak. Right? I've never seen a gazelle eating a lion. And by the way, you think that when a lion or a predator runs after its prey, it's just accidental that it takes the weak ones. There's no incident, just the weak ones that get eaten. We are not strong. The Jewish nation, the strength is not in muscles and in armies and so on and so forth. Jewish strength, as it says, Ani Toldot Yaakov, like a worm. The power of the worm is with its mouth because it eats. Our power is with tefillah, not with muscles and might, not with tanks and air force, and that's why I'm not such a big fan of the national Israeli, fetish of the army. We're doing it wrong. Instead of sending soldiers just with weapons and guns, well, teach first of all the Jewish kids to pray. Just as a side note, I'll tell you this. There is a lieutenant colonel, Israeli colonel, or something general, whatever the heck he is, that is right now is advancements in the army is being put to a halt because during the Gaza campaign he told his troops, let's pray to Hashem and ask for him to help us and so on and so forth, and Krei Shema Yisrael and so on. So they won't advance him because of that. Is this a Jewish army or is this like a Polak army? Bli dat. That was it done, huh? Now, so HaKadosh Baruch Hu kind of tricks us. It makes us think that we can get along our life without him. I'll do this, I'll do that. I'll speak to Ari, he's a powerful man. He'll get me whatever I need. I speak to Shlomo, he's a powerful man. I speak to Mark, he's a powerful man. He has connections. Why do I need God? I don't know, spend time talking to him. I'll talk to the people. We trick ourselves with this. Let me rub. How many people, when comes a politician here, right? Everybody runs to take pictures. Congressman, so on and so forth. Huh? How many people do you know, without mentioning names, in the living room, they have pictures of all these prime ministers and so on and so forth that they have? That's a sign of a person who doesn't believe in God. I'm sorry to tell you that. Instead of having pictures of influential people, why don't you have some Shulchan Aruch over there and make sure it's nicely used? Yeah. So, and then, everybody thinks that a person can do averot, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu is not going to respond to that. Why? Because if you're going to take a match and you're going to set it on fire on Shabbat, who gave you the koch to do so? Who gave you the power to do it? Who gave you the knowledge to create this match? Who did all these things for you? Where does this all come from? The bottom line, when you take all the power of the universe, the movement of the stars, the movements of the galaxies, the black holes and the small midgets and the red midgets, and where this is all coming from? But there was a heavenly fart that just a big bang came about. This world was created because HaKadosh Baruch Hu put it all in motion. So you think that you can hide from God? You think that you can trick God? Well, you just like Adam HaRishon. I didn't do it, she did it. I'm hiding. Hello, Adam, where are you? You can see me. If HaKadosh Baruch Hu did not want you to do what you do, it would not give you the authority and the ability to do things. You will be paralyzed. You won't be able to move. And if you would understand that, as Adam HaRishon did, you would hide also like he did. We are worse than Adam HaRishon. He did what he did, and he was embarrassed. He hid. We do it, and we're not embarrassed. We make parades up in the middle of the street for these things. And what a level we had reached. And we need to understand how to walk this path and not to walk in the regular path. Everybody my age, right? A very famous sentence. Everybody in my age, I'm 25 years old, everybody my age already has A, B, C, D, and E. That's not the Jewish path. You have to go the opposite way. Everybody tells you in the world, right? You have to go with the flow. You know what goes with the flow besides dead fish? Yeah. A fish that is alive goes against the stream. Don't go with the flow. Go against the flow. Everybody's running out to work, you run to the Bet Midrash. Well, what are you going to tell me? When everybody runs to the Midrash, I got to work? No, that's Yom Mashiach. That's the time of the Messianic era. Don't worry about it. We have a long way to go. You keep on running to Bet Midrash. We have to understand that there is an order in creation. The Kabbalah calls it Klipa Kadma Lapri. You want to stay a little longer before we do Arvit? I'll teach you a little Kabbalah? Okay. The Kabbalah calls it Klipa Kadma Lapri. First the husk, then the fruit. Or as it says, Chashucha v'hadar nahora. Darkness and then light. First darkness and then light. As it says in Bereshit, Vayi Erev, Vayi Boker. That's how the word created. Vayi Erev, Vayi Boker. First night, the day. The Jewish day starts at night to follow the order of the world. So that's why I get really ticked off when you guys tell me, oh, I went to sleep after midnight. What after midnight? You know what time is midnight? Do you know what time is real midnight? Real midnight will be from what? From when to when?
Sunrise to sunset. Then
No, midnight.
Yeah,
Sunset
to sunrise.
From set to dawn or sunrise. It depends how you. And then you take this divided in half. So midnight could be at 11, midnight could be at 1. Depends how you go. Not 12. 12 o'clock is not midnight. It's as much 11:40. See, today midnight is 11:40. As much as midday is earlier, 11:40. You understand? So now, and this is what instead of Dovot HaRishonim, before the light of Avraham Avinu shone, there were 10 generations of wicked people that only destroy the world and make the world darken. And this is also in the life of each and every one of us. Yetzer Hara comes from us as soon as we leave our mother's womb and we come into the world. That's the Yetzer Hara comes to us. And only when we reach the age of 13, the Yetzer Hatov is midabek bas, is connected to us. Take it into psychology, develop it with id and yid and superego and ego and all the other nonsense. But that's exactly what it is. At the age of 13, Yetzer Hatov midabek. Why? I'm going to give you a little bit good taste in your mouth. Put tefillin on. Oh, that feels good. I want to be. And this is how we bring the kid up. First has to be completely yourself. The only you. Only you. You know the song from the Platters from the 50s. Now, Klippa comes before the pri, and as I said to you before, this is the order of things. And this is implanted in the whole entire creation. What do I mean? Every growth needs to first go through a process of rot. You take the seed doesn't grow. The seed had to rot in order for it to grow. Think about where you guys came from. Mm-hmm. Now, this is also in our Avodat Hashem. When a person wants to receive the darkness, receive the spark of light, nitzot shel or, first of all, he has to go in a place of darkness. As we says in Parashat Vayira and so on and so forth, and before we lift a person, a madrega, before a person goes up a level, mesalkim meno tamochin shaya sharui. They take your wisdom, then he goes into darkness, and after that, the light comes. In other words, in order to go up the mountain, in order to go to the next level, you need to go down and then you need to go up to the next level like that. You don't go up like this, because if you fall, you fall. You won't get up. So they take away the mochim. Then you ask the question, what should I do? And they said, well, go up. And then you go up. What's the next level? If you knew what the next level, you won't ask. Why are you asking? We took away your mochin, took away your intellect, spiritual intellect. And why is this? Chazal told us that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is tovul metiv lakol. He does good to all. And in order to share this good, the HaKadosh Baruch Hu created, we had creation. And why? To give pleasure to creation itself, to us, to the people. The problem is that any gift that you get for free, you become embarrassed. It's a shame. You're embarrassed getting, right? That's why it's very dangerous to become a schnorrer, a beggar, or get used to handouts, because you lose your busha and then you're completely lost. So when you give something to me, here, take it, and, there's a certain busha in that. And we call it lechem bizayon, or nehama de chisufa. Lechem bizayon. In other words, a person needs to work in order to earn through his actions what he receives. It's very important. You're not going to go to sleep, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to make you a gadol hador. You need to work hard on it. You need to labor on it. And all the good that HaKadosh Baruch Hu will give you is only through your hard work. Therefore, the purpose is only after you are able to go to overcome the darkness of work, of labor, you get the light. You get the light. You come to the light. You're willing to put the effort, to go hard, to work hard, you're going to succeed. Yagata umatzata ta'amin. You work hard and you received, believe. Yagata velo matzata. You tell me that you work hard and you got nothing out of it, al ta'amin. It's impossible. So only this yegiah amitit, in working hard on your emunah, your bitachon, at the most difficult time, only then you could receive the good in an appropriate and fixed way. In other words, you need to take care of the klipa beforehand. Only that you can eat the fruit. Only then you can eat the fruit. You don't eat a coconut through the shell. You need to take it out. You don't take a watermelon. You have to take the husk out. Then you get the fruit, which is good. So is to you. And the same thing works with the avot. The klipa came before the fruit. Avraham gave birth to Ishmael before he gave birth to Yitzchak. Yitzchak gave birth to Esav before he gave birth to Yaakov. But Avraham brought Ishmael with Hagar, and only then he brought Yitzchak in Sarah. However, Yitzchak, when he was Olat Mima, when he was a complete vessel, did not want to take another woman who wouldn't be appropriate. He only wanted Rivka. He would not take a Shifcha. He wanted all his sons to be from Rivka, the Tzadeket, because he was Olat Mima. He was a complete sacrifice. It was complete. So, even though both of them, Avraham and Sarah, prayed, they both prayed for different things. It was different. However, when Yitzchak and Rivka prayed, HaKadosh Baruch Hu answered them in different ways. And this is why Hashem answered Yitzchak and he didn't answer Rivka. It was a different way. The question is, why the Imaot were barren, they could not have children? And just to show us, and the Netivot Shalom talks about it again, he says, because HaKadosh Baruch Hu created a whole entire reality of Am Yisrael lemala min hateva. Everything you should know, this is the destiny of Am Yisrael. From the very beginning existence of Am Yisrael, it's against all logic. It's against nature. And that is the truth, Rabotai. This is the truth. If there was another nation, there isn't another nation that went through what we went to and is still around. There are many nations that even have to go through a quarter of the things we had to, and they're still not around. The existence of Am Yisrael is above nature. And we have to remember the potential that we have and the ability to connect to this above nature place, especially when things don't go our ways. And this is the opening in which the Avot had established for us. And I'm going to finish now. Each and every one of us has the obligation of reversal of nature in the natural way. Everybody is enslaved to the desire to receive, lekabel, to your desires, because this is how you were created. Okay? According to the Kabbalah teaches us that the obligation and the chovat ha'avodah, what you need to work on, is lehapech et hateva, to receive, to change the need of the person to always receive, to teach yourself and to educate yourself, to be willing and to look to give, not receiving to give, because to give is a very unnatural thing. Only receiving, give me, give me, give me, give me, give me. We are hoarders. We should share and give. We should not be those who are being influenced. We are those who should influence others, to teach. That's called Or Lagoyim, a light to the nations. Each and every one of us have many, many tests and different experiences in the natural way. We need to awaken the unnatural path. In other words, what we call Nishmat HaYehudi, the Jewish soul, to overcome your Yetzer Hara, which is your own selfish needs, to bring about the good, to bring to the light the positive, that tzaddik that exists in each and every one of us, because this is the derech in which was implanted in this parasha. The koach and the ability to act and to enforce and to implant change regardless of all odds. And this is the history of Am Yisrael. So Sunday is going to be Rosh Chodesh Kislev, which is the darkest month of the year. And in the darkness, in the winter, the nights are long and the days are short. And here comes the Torah and reminds us our ability to change things around. Just as the Maccabim did. Banu choshech legaresh. We came here to scare away darkness. We're not just turning the light on. We are scaring darkness away. We are pushing evil and darkness away. We are taking an initiative and doing so. And how did the Maccabim were able to do so? They came, they said, Mila Hashem Elai. They led the spear. They didn't think about themselves in the beginning. They did not think about themselves, and they did so for the Torah. The fight of the Maccabim is for the Torah, and this is how you do it, and that's what we need to do. In order to see the great miracle, the light of the miracle, you need to turn on the light of Hanukkah. And that's called Yitron ha'or me'achoshes, the advantage of light over darkness. Why? Because the advantage that light has over darkness is only when because you're able to reveal and discover light in darkness. You cannot discover darkness in light. And so is this to every one of us. We all have dark times in our lives. We all have difficult times in our lives. But we should not surrender to them. We should reach out to the Jew inside of us, to the neshama, to the chelek Eloah mimal. We use it through tefillah and through Torah. And that's what will help us to overcome and to reach our final destination to fix this world. Shabbat Shalom.